This quick video is to look at how we can solve trinomials in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c when a does not equal 1 or negative 1. 100 years ago when I was in school, we had to use the guess and check. And it was so unfair. Those that were good at their number facts, they got pretty good at it. Those that didn't were further frustrated and they gave up. So the method 2 that we're going to look at is called the box and diamond method, or the AC product method. Okay, here's how it works. When you have that trinomial, quadratic trinomial, factor out any greatest common factor. Always. I'll show you an example later of why you must do that. The next thing is you draw a 2 by 2 box and a diamond that's divided into 4 small diamonds. Okay. You're going to place ax squared in the first box, c in the last box, then go to the diamonds. You're going to place acx squared in the top diamond and bx in the bottom diamond. Be sure to include any signs. I'm thinking negatives, of course. Okay. Then here comes the factoring. Determine what two factors multiply to give you acx squared and add to give you bx with the correct sign. So sometimes you're adding a positive and negative, which really means you're subtracting. Place these two factors in the right and left diamonds. Doesn't matter which one's first. And the second and third boxes. Okay, so now you know what products you're trying to get. Find the least common factor for each row and each column of the box. And those are your binomial factors of the trinomial. Let's practice. Okay, here's an old one. Why is it so easy for students to say, well, that's got to be 2 and 6? Because 2 times 6 gives you 12, 2 plus 6 gives you the 8, but it has to be negative 2 and negative 6. They're good at that. Okay, so now this time we've got 2x squared. So there's no common factor because this coefficient is 1. Right, so we're not going to worry about that. We're going to place the ax squared in the first square or box of the square. We're going to place the c, the negative 6, in the last. We're going to put the product of those two things in the top diamond, and the bx, in this case, positive 1x, I'm going to put the coefficient there, into the bottom of the triangles, bottom of the diamonds, excuse me. Okay, now you're looking at what are factors of negative 12 to give you a positive 1 when you add them. Well, I think all of you are to this point, but students might need to have their own list. So it does not matter which one comes first, but those are repeated here. Again, it does not matter which one's first. But now you're looking at the rows. What common factor do 2x squared and 4x have? I know you understand 2x. What common factor do negative 3x and negative 6 have? Okay, it's a 3, but you always use the first sign you come to. Okay, then you're going to look at columns. What do 2x squared and negative 3x have in common? They have an x in common. What do 4x and negative 6 have in common? A 2. Now, if you think of a multiplication table, this is quick to check. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 2 is 4x. Negative 3 times x is the negative 3x. 2 times negative 3 is the negative 6. So this factors into 2x minus 3 from this binomial on the side and x plus 2 from the binomial indicated at the top. Remember, you can always check by foiling or multiplying that out again. Okay, right here I'm going to show you, what if we had a greatest common factor we had not factored out? Well, then when you found the common factor this way and checked your multiplication, you wouldn't end up with the 2x squared. You'd end up with 4x squared or 6x squared, whatever your common factor was you did not take out. Okay. I have a student that made a printout of a sheet with lots of those on it. So that's something that could help the students, or they can help themselves. But again, here's your first, your a n squared, your c, their product, and that last term, the negative 13n. Okay, so now you're going to find factors of 30 that will add to give you negative 13. So for example, negative 10 and negative 3 works. So I'd have negative 10n, negative 3n, and now I'm going to factor. Okay, what goes into both 5n squared and negative 10n? You can see it's 5n. Negative 3n and negative 6, that'd be a negative 3. And then you do vertically. What goes into both 5n squared and negative 3n? Only the n. This one, negative 10n, positive 6, only a 2. But you use that first sign. It's got to be a negative. So one factor is 5n minus 3. Next factor is n minus 2. Okay. Now, since I am presenting this for teachers, I'm not going to do lots and lots of examples. When I work with students, of course, I do more. Another thing I have found that helps students is if they struggle with their multiplication facts, I let them make for themselves, I don't do this for them, a factor, sums, and difference table on Excel. So I don't let them worry about the primes, but here 4 has factors 1 and 4 or 2 and 2. And then the next column I have the sum of those two numbers, and the last the difference. So then when they look at, say, 12, and they have an 8, well, right here, the 12 has the sum is 8 when the factors are 2 and 6. So the students are able to use that to help them find those factors to fill in their diamonds. Okay, I want to see if I have one of these with a common factor. I might not. Oh, here, on these, I immediately factor out a negative 1 and let them work from there. Okay, so on this one, I would take out a negative 3. None of those. Oh, these are solving, so now you're going into the next step. But that's what I wanted to demonstrate with this box and diamond method of factoring.